www.OGSQ Radio, broadcasting live from the east side of Los Angeles, worldwide. Strictly underground, West Coast, raw hip-hop. But when we come across this dope-ass talent, dog, first I want to thank you, dog, because it helps us venture out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then knowing that and having met you before, just the talent. Like, man, I got to get this fool in here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So go ahead and introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, dog.
All right, so for everybody watching, my name is El Santo47. I'm a reggaeton artist, the remix king, and I do corridos también. A little bit of everything, a little bit of todo, pero, you know, I give you guys what I can give, you know?
How do you pick what you're doing, or how does that break down since you're doing different genres?
So, you know me, I very, the way I move, the way my creativity works is I get like little spurs of creativity. So, un día me levanto y me da las ganas de hacer unas canciones de puro corridos where I'm from. Some days I wake up and I feel like telling a different story in a different format. So I figured out just growing up a certain way with different environments and different music, you know, influences, it really like I'm able to tap into those different entities of like sounds, and it's more of a feeling. Like I don't really put myself into one box, porque if you're in a box, you never really branch out, you know?
Well, let's get into where those influences come from, where they come about. How, you know what I mean?
That's a good question. I like it. So that's a really good question. So as far as the influences came, you know, my mom is really young. She had me at a young age. So with that being said, I grew up with a lot of like Bone Thugs and Harmony and all the old school and all the like the reggaeton, Wisin y Yandel. I grew up at a really young age. So because of that, I like all the rap influence, and then I am from Sinaloa, I'm from Guanajuato, and I used to live there at one point. So because of that, the corrido scene was really heavy to me too. The rap scene was really heavy on me too, and the reggaeton was all a part of what I grew up and what my mom put into my life, and that's just, I became a product of that in a way.
So you left Sinaloa to come here to take someone's job, or would you?
Yeah. No, más o menos. I was born here. I was born here. I lived over there because my grandpa estaba malito, so we went to take care of him. Right. Pero no, I mean, I went there. You know, we lived on a rancho, a little small rancho called Las Higueras de Abuya, probably like an hour away from Culiacán. You know, that's pretty much como eso. I really just came for, I mean, music has been part of my whole life, pero I mean, I work hard just like anybody else. So my thing.
So the reggaeton influence was mostly like radio, popular culture, not necessarily, or no, he was home, right? Because mom was bumping it.
Yeah, so the funny thing with my mom is I have an uncle, his name is The Grizzly. Shout out to my tío The Grizzly. So when I was at a really young age, something happened, and you know, my uncle, he was like, hey, I want to bring him with me to the shows. He got some charisma. He got a little spark. So at a young age, my uncle was bringing me on stage to his performances while he was opening up for like Bone Thugs and Harmony. I was like 8 years old, and I was that little 8-year-old breaking down in the middle of a club, and everybody's like, how the fuck does this little kid get in here in the club? But just being in the environment, in the scene, in the club at a very young age, it really molded me. Just that sound, it just...
Is that where you get the comfort when you perform? Because you do perform a lot, dude, and like you're able to rock the crowd. Is it because of that early age of you're not intimidated by it? Or?
Yeah, it's big time. Ever since a little kid, you know, I was never scared to like put my beanie, cover my eyes, and just do what I do. And then it's just that also helped, like being in the spotlight at a young age really helped me like overcome that feeling of like someone's watching me. Like a lot of my friends, they perform now, and they're like, oh, I saw one person and intimidated me. Now it's just from that young age, I learned to just like, fuck it. If you're gonna do a show, pretend like there's a million people, you know, just
trip out. That's why we do these interviews, just to kind of get a better idea. Or like people are like, why is this dude ahead of me, or why is he but like, you know, when you break it down, like
you break
8 years old, you're in the club, you know what I mean? So what do you like when you perform and you're performing different venues? How do you know if I book you? Then how do I know what you're gonna? Is it like you pick what you want to come and do that day, or are you picking a track list? Like break it down.
So So I mean, the way it goes down, you know, you have the clubs, they'll reach out to me, or just the way my grind is, I'm focused. Every weekend, every day, I'm DMing different clubs, Texas, Arizona, New York, New Jersey. I'm DMing everybody in every club just so I can be in their vicinity, just like out of sight, out of mind. If you got this guy DMing you you're more like, all right, he keeps DMing us, and then they'll check your shit out. And then that's why I bring my boy with me everywhere. He kind of captures the moment, because I've done so many shows the last year, but not one camera was around. I got nothing to show for it. So con eso being said, I reached out to the club, and they're like, all right, cool, we'll give you a slot, pull up at 12. You're singing at 12, sing whatever you want. But
nice.
yeah, so for the most part, they ask me to send the music to see if it even suits the club. And they're like, all right, cool, do these songs or find something that you think will be appropriate. And for the most part, I always pick the most appropriate song. If I know I'm going to be like at a lounge, something like this I might play. If I'm at a big reggaeton, like boom, boom, like that, I get the more hype one. So for the most part, For the most part, I evaluate the videos they already have on their Instagram, and I think of it thoroughly. I'm like, okay, cool, now where do I fit in here? Because I don't want to come in here, like, at the end of the day, ego is not a problem in me. If I feel like I'm not suited to be there, if I feel like my presence won't be any benefit to the crowd, because I've seen a lot of performances where the people want to feel special, they'll go and perform, and then everybody's dancing, and then out of nowhere they just, who's this guy? So I like to make sure.
But even just to have that understanding of, like, it's a nightclub, so I'm not trying to go and hit you all lyrical and, you know what I mean? Head not like, nah, man, we're vibe, you're what the vibe is.
There's a time and place to be woke and try to spread a message, and there's a time and place to spread a vibe.
But most people won't get past that. You feel me? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're able to read that. That's a gift you have. You know what I mean? What is the meaning of 47?
So the 47 goes way back. So if we're gonna get real, like we are right now, like right now is the time and place to más o menos you say woke, pero this is just more the time and place where y'all can really see the shit that's behind it. So the 47, like I said, it has a big history. I mean, you know, when I was 7 years old, se falleció mi padre when I was 7, and he passed away on 4/5/09. And then the day before he got buried, I got a call. I hopped on a plane. My mom was like, yeah, your pops passed. I started laughing. I didn't believe her. And then the next day was 4/7/09, and that's the day that I buried my father. So that day, since I was 7 years old, really molded my life for forever. And like that right there just set the pace. Like, I'm the oldest brother of 4, all brothers. So I'm raising young men. That day, I automatically assumed the responsibility of raising them after me. I threw away whatever childhood I thought I was gonna have. I threw it away. I was like, I got 3 more to worry about. I'm the man of the house. It's just me, my mama, and my mom being young and very beautiful. I felt a strong responsibility to really take that role and protect, and that's what the 47 means to me. The 47 to me is you saying it's Santo47, me with the 47 chain, this here. Everybody putting the 47 out there is my way of paying homage to my father, and they don't know it. They're over here thinking like, oh, 47, 8K, this. Cool, it sounds cool to you. I smile. I don't care what you think it is. You are paying respects to my father, and you don't even know it. And I'm able to spread that message through the power of music. And that's
OGHuskyRadio.com, man. Props, bro.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Lo agradezco mucho.
What videos do you have out now?
So videos, as far as videos out, we only have one video out right now, and it's called OnlyFans. It's called the OnlyFans music video. We just shot it a couple weeks ago. Just finished editing it. It should be out by the time you guys are watching this, but we got a lot more videos in store for you guys, like a lot more videos, and this is the plan. You know, I want to drop everything when I know it'll get the views and the attention it deserves, and not just throw it in your face. And
so that's the Love Letters EP, but there's also R&B remixes on that one too?
Yeah, so there's 2 songs that are going to be on that EP, which stem from original R&B songs. So one of those songs is called Canciones de Amor. It's a remix of So Sick of Love Songs by Neo. So it's like, it's stuff like those where it's the same piano, a little bit more up-tempo, but it's reggaeton. I almost translate the hook, and then I do my own thing for the rest of the song. And it's more of it gets your ears like, I know this, but where do I know it from?
It's a remix pretty much, right? You're remixing the track.
The main thing that started me off was like with that vibe of like was when I first heard Mike Towers' 21 Questions, the remix by 50 Cent. And I heard it off the bat, and I was like, yeah, this is 21 Cent. And then it started fucking reggaeton. He started doing his thing. I'm like, damn, like it's a whole, like, I'm able to enjoy the song times 2 now, because I'm able to sing 21 Cent's lyrics in my head. 21 cents? 20 cent? 50 cent?
50 cent. La bajaste, güey.
So yeah, I'm able to just sing it without even knowing it, and that's my intention as well with the R&B remixes, is to get your ear, that R&B, the shit that you grew up with. I'm trying to draw you in through the power of what you already know, and then hitting you with something new. Almost like, that's what I'm trying. Like, this song right here is I made this beat. This beat right here, it's a you know that song by Bruno Mars, Got Nothing on You?
Oh yeah.
So I did that, and then I turned it into a reggaeton song, and now I got a song too, which is gonna be on the album as well. So it got Neo, Sick of Love Songs, and Nothing on You by B.O.B. and Bruno Mars. Shit like this, where I played it for my friend and my cousins at work. They're like, where'd I know this from? I'm like, yeah. So it's just, that's more where that stems from.
And with the exception of the first beat, all the beats that Top Rank is cutting up are your beats. So people out there, do you sell beats too? I mean, is that part of the hustle too? Or just make for yourself?
So right now, I do it for myself, but I don't really want to put myself out there as a producer just yet.
Okay.
I'd rather have it be more word of mouth, where if you heard that beat, you want to hop on it, and I'm not a store. I'm not someone you can just dispose right away, like, all right, fuck this guy, but he has a good beat. And I know, like, in order for you to encounter one of my beats, you have to have a conversation with me. You have to have a certain connection with me for me to want to show you what I do. Because I believe I have quality beats, and everything I do, I put everything into it. So
is it because the music means more to you than, I mean, instead of it just being a song? Like, very rare, because people now are totally opposite of that. You know what I mean? Like, here's 20 beats, pick what you want, you know.
Exactly. It's more of like, that's quality over quantity, which I'm trying to do. Is you can make 50 beats, which is cool. If that only works to me if you're just trying to stay consistent, so that way when you do want to do something good, you never fell off track. That like I saw Eminem, he writes 24/7, but he don't use none of that for his music. When he got interviewed, they were like, yeah, he's like, I only write to keep my mind going, so when it's time to hit it, I'm not off track. Same thing with the beats. If someone's producing 20 beats, that's because they're just staying consistent. But I'd rather just work on one beat that I really do feel emotion. And
so
then
do you look at it as like that one beat is going to be from beginning to end? Because I could have 100 beats I'm making, but none of them are finished.
Yeah, exactly. That used to be a big problem of mine. I overloaded my old computer just because I would start a beat, listen to it too many times, on to the next one. Now I'm more like, all right, cool. I could potentially be even using my own beats, so I'm gonna finish them and use them, and then there's not a lot of them.
Are there ones that you trash still to this day?
Oh, like, yeah, to this day. There's always gonna be ones where like I'm producing it and I'm like, hell yeah, I love this shit, and then I wake up and I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? I have a lot of moments like those, as well as any other artist, you know. But
I think it just goes to being a creative. You know what I mean? Like, you're the hardest person to please is yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. So
OG Husky Radio at Santo47 on Instagram. The grupo, what's the name of the grupo?
The grupo. So the grupo is called Los PRIMOS Unidos. So it's just a little small group. Me, my cousin Mauricio, El Gallo Negro, and my little brother, Chapo.
And so, what are you doing with that? Are you just doing shows? You do quinceañeras?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get into with them, because they're really young. They're both 16.
Oh, damn.
But I'm trying to put them on I'm trying to basically build a platform for them that they don't know. They don't even know I'm doing shit like this for them, but I'm trying to, it's like one of those, like those big brother roles. Like, I see my little brother, I don't want this fool to work the rest of his life. If I could do something for them. So right now what I'm doing, I'm building connections, and the same thing with the grupo. Like right now I'm trying to get them booked to do quinceañeras, but for right now I want them to learn what they're doing. I want them to be masters at the craft and fall in love with the passion. I want them to fall in love with the music before they fall in love with the money that comes with it. I want them to be comfortable with doing a couple free shows just for the sake of practicing and getting used to seeing people, so that way you can charge reasonable prices and they feel satisfied with what they paid for. At the end of the day, music, when you do this shit and you're not doing it just for fun, you have a product. It's like it's like you're a deli shop. Your product is your sandwich. You're a drug dealer. Your product is the best crack you have. It's just to put it into perspective for the different types of people that are going to be viewing this. Same thing with my music. Same thing with everything. My music is a product, and it's my responsibility to make sure it's the best, so it sells itself. And I don't have to do too much begging and not just you like it and boom.
OG Husky Radio. Last question, man. Cumbias or corridos?
Purchase you like soup today.
Ooh, I'm indecisive as fuck. All right, I know. So what I'm
You
trying
can
to do,
explain, though. You can explain,
so
but
what
you
I'm
have to
trying to
pick
do
one.
is también there's a little blend of corridos and cumbias. So like La Yaquecita, it's a cumbia, but it's also played with with a corrido instrument. So that's what I'm trying to get into, because I really don't want to fall down the path of like what everyone else does. They just hop on they start singing everybody's songs and they want to sound like the coolest narco. Nah, my goal is to move you guys. So if I'm gonna do corridos, it's gonna be like, yo tengo una yaquecita que quise mucho en Sonora, and that's still a corrido, but now you're doing a cumbia. So I say fuck it, both. A corrido, that's a cumbia. That's where you're selling me. If the corrido's a cumbia, then you sold me.
I'll take that answer. I was trying to be more controversial, but you got it. Any shout outs before we cut out, bro?
Shout out to my boy Mikey. Shout out to my boy Steven. Shout out to my boy Zimmy. Shout out to my boy LJ Libra. Shout out to my boy Just Lou. Shout out to my boy Daniel. And shout out to my boy OCA Luke. And shout out to Javi. It's my main ones. And my mama. Shout out to my mama. You know, you can't go wrong with mama. I love you, mama. Mwah.
OG Husky Radio. Stay posted. More music, huh?